Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Know the Truth, aka the Black Cinderella. So I'm here to give targeted individuals a cool little tip. I know a lot of targeted individuals that may work or that are holding a job down. Um, it's very hard to think about lunch, think about, what you're going to take for lunch. If you're a targeted individual who always packs their lunch for work, a quick suggestion, and this is just from my own experience, is that if you are a person who likes to take their lunch to work, the one that likes to pack their lunch the night before, put it in nice little Ziploc bags, put it in a little bag and stick it in the refrigerator, and marked for you to take to work. What you can do is that money that you usually spend every month or so, or every time you go grocery shopping, that money that you would normally spend to get your things for lunch, put that money aside. Now, with that, you put that money aside for one reason, is to give yourself time every morning to wake up, to get dressed, and you want to basically stop to get your lunch from the store. You want to get it basically fresh daily from the store, only because this is what happens 9 out of 10 times. You pack your lunch the night before, something may go wrong. Something may happen, like you get drugged that night, you're asleep, they come and bring in the little and poison your food, and here you are at lunch the next day. You're eating it, it's so good because you can't taste any of the poison that they've poisoned you with, and you're continuously digesting whatever they're trying to poison our body with. So the best thing to do is to try to alleviate that little bit of poisoning for a couple of weeks or so, or for as long as you can. Alleviate that little bit of poisoning and concentrate on getting what you need to eat that day, the same day. If you like to eat at maybe one of the little taco trucks or whatever, you can go in to ask, get something to eat that way. But you do want to try to always have your food fresh and ready to eat, because to me, I feel like that's the better way of doing it. I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this video feed that I'm trying to do, because it's very shaky. It's not really understanding what I'm saying, and I'm pretty sure that they're listening and on to that. I'm trying to give you tips and advice of how to handle being a targeted individual when some of us don't really know how to handle it. I still don't know how to handle it, and I'm trying to handle it the best way that I can. So, in order for me to handle it the best way that I can, it's by letting other targeted individuals in on some of the things that I do to protect myself as a targeted individual, as a mother, as a single mother, and a protector of children. You have to know how to incorporate different types of method into your everyday living to kind of switch up the game that they have seen you do for so long. So you have to remember that a lot of the gang stalkers that are watching you through video feed see what you're doing, see your routine on an everyday basis. So they know that you're a person who loves to prepare their lunch the night before, or they know that you're a person that loves to have fresh squeezed orange juice in the morning. These are the things, they know that you love to have coffee in the morning. So if you're a person who loves to wake up early and make you a pot of coffee, let's put that money aside also, coffee pot money, and stop off at a local Starbucks or, Burger King, McDonald's, and get you your coffee cup on the way to work. These are some of the things that can really get the gang stalkers upset, because now they're like, what the hell? Now our plan, we have to figure out something else. And of course, they will get to it. But it's to be safe, is to switch up your way of living. Even though they're already onto you and they can see what you're doing, they can hear what you're doing, they can get it out of your brain before you do it, it's still good to switch the game up, because they're not expecting you to do it, because so far they've been watching you do the same routine the same way for so long. So now you switch it up and you get them a little worried, because they're like, okay, she's putting too much energy into doing something else that she's not supposed to do. Now what do we do? Now they're upset and they're discombobulated, because they're, oh my God, I don't know what to do. She's doing something different. And they hate that. So if you're a person who loves to take a regular route to work, hey, let's Google and say, hey, Google, show me another way. Although they're already tapped into your phone, and they're already, before you can even get onto your phone, they're already on it for you. But you know what? You go ahead and ask Google, Google, what's another way to get to work? And Google will bring up something, but in your mind, you map out, you look at that map and you figure out another way to get to where you have to go. And you switch up the way you are, because when you do that, you see, they already have people in different areas ready for you to basically come into the vicinity. So what you do is you get up normal like you always do, but you don't talk about what you're going to do. You just do it. If you feel that today you went left to work, today you're going to go right, and you're going to make it to where you do things every day a little bit differently, because now they're going to have to be on their toes a lot more. See, what you don't understand as a targeted individual is that we don't know how long they've been watching our regular routine. We have no clue. It could be years, it could be months, it could be days, it could be hours. They could know you from wake up to sleep time. And they know what you're doing when you're sleeping. So in those times, you have to remember that they already have you down pat. So if every day you wake up and you drive past the mall, they have somebody at the mall waiting to come in to follow you to your next destination. And they have somebody at the next destination. So the main importance is that when you're living a life as a targeted individual, every day has to be a different day for you. No matter how much you want to keep your day repetitive, you have to switch the game up. That's the only way that being a targeted individual will make your life a lot easier, because now you're playing the game and you're going to play it the right way, and you're going to do things accordingly. You don't want to go too fast and try to knock them off track and get them really disrupted, because you don't want to get them upset. Because remember, these people can get very upset, and at any time our lives can be taken away at the drop of a hat. Take it off and drop it. Seriously. So we have to remember that even though they may get mad at the things we do, we still have to do what we have to do to conduct our everyday life as living as human beings and being a targeted individual. In our days are sometimes modeled with all kind of craziness. We see street theater, we see people fixing poles that have no idea of what they're doing. We see a lot of different things. So the things we see, we have to take mental note of it and understand that this is all a part of what our life is supposed to be as targeted individuals, to see things that are outstanding but just to us, and others aren't really understanding what's going on. So the main focus is to remember that if you like to take ballet classes, okay, and if you like to go to a ballet class at 7 at night, let's switch the time up to 2 p.m., in the afternoon. Give them and it's not something that you write down, it's not something that you say out loud, it's something that you just know you're going to do, because in their thoughts and their minds, you're going to get up, and you're going to get up at 5 o'clock, take a shower, you're going to eat you a little snack, you're going to put on your ballet uniform, and you're going to get in your car, and you're going to go to your ballet class at 7. So this day, when they think that you're going to do that at this time, at 1 o'clock, you're already dressed and you're ready, you're out the door, and they're like, well, wait a minute, where the fuck is she going? This is not a part of the plan. And they're disrupted by that. If you're a person who works on an airline and you're steady flying to different areas back and forth, you know what? Ask them if you can just be at the counter, check in the luggage. You don't want to do too much flying, because when you're around too many people, you start to get anxiety about what the fuck is really going on in your life. And you're living constantly looking over your shoulder, wondering who the fuck is looking at you. And you see people looking at you, and you know they're looking at you, but you're worried still every day. So it makes it hard for you to live your life. So, as a point in being a person who has been experiencing this for almost 3 years now of my life, and I tell you what, the first 2 years were the most traumatic experiences that I've ever experienced as a person, as an adult. And I can get into it. I'm just not sure how to start opening up about deeper, private things that have happened to me that are beyond my control, beyond my thought, beyond my mind frame. And I wish that when I do begin to flow, that I can be able to speak what has been happening to me without breaking down. Because as a targeted individual mother, you have to live a very strong life, because you have children that are around you every day that may see what you see every day or may not see, and you have to be strong to know how to get those things out there so that your children are aware of what life may bring. Now, the other this morning, my children had a little chuckle, because I said, hey, you guys, remember, stay together when walking to the bus stop. Remember also, I told my daughter, keep your phone on vibrate. And I told them all, if anyone should happen to try to kidnap you, remember one thing: if they tuck you into the trunk, Okay, kick out that backlight like that movie. Kick that backlight out and hang your hand out there and hang something out that whole area so someone can see that you guys are inside of this trunk. They looked at me like, thanks, Mom. These are just things that you have to be aware of as children, being targeted individual children. They may not get targeted as much, but they are targeted in some way, shape, or form. So, we as parents of targeted individual children, we have to be prepared to let them know that at any time, anything can happen to you, and you need to be aware of your surroundings and the people that you're with. Even the friends at school that may seem like the wonderful friends in the world from the lollipop land, they may just be from the lollipop land, except it's the stalking lollipop land. So we say that our life is, as being targeted individual, it's a curse, it's a cult, it's a whatever it is, it's a crazy type of being. It's crazy to be that. And me being that I had never heard of a targeted individual, I've never heard of MK Ultra, COINTELPRO before any of this started happening to me. I never even knew that anything like this ever existed until I started doing my personal research. And things that I've been dealing with as a targeted individual have been overwhelming for me. So I put videos out on things that I've experienced. Like I said, none of it is what I've heard, none of it is what I've read, none of it's what I've seen done to anybody else, because I have not seen this done to anybody else but myself. So therefore, sometimes I think maybe the world is crazy and I'm just lost in it. But as I said, when I begin to read and read and read and read and look up and try to figure out what's going on, a lot of people that we see in the entertainment world, in the industry, are targeted individuals, and they're not really speaking up about it too much because you don't want this to really pan out the way that it's supposed to. So they're probably, there's a lot of targeted individual meetings, and I mean, I've never been to one. I've never seen one in the state or cities that I've been in. But I know that being a targeted individual, where do you go that you're not targeted? Where is the place to go? So I've concocted this place called the Promised Land, and I'm hoping to one day build it up to where all targeted individuals can come and be free of all the bullshit and the negativity that we've been dealing with as being TIs. So that is what I wanted to say today to all the targeted individuals, is that to remember to eat healthy, to drink a lot of water, to be aware of what you're putting in your body. Notice different smells, notice different discoloration of condiments of food that you may have. Notice that it's real easy for them to open up a package that hasn't been opened and reseal it back the way to make it look like there's nothing wrong with it. This is what these people do on an everyday basis, and we have to be aware of that. And we have to know that although we cannot all the time go out to eat and watch somebody physically cook something in front of you, it's just not permissible. I haven't died, but I've felt a couple times like I was going to die due to, I believe, poisoning from them. But I find that if you are a strong person and you believe in running, walking, exercising your brain, exercising your body, exercising your soul, and putting healthy stuff inside of you, you can possibly eliminate some of the poisoning that's been going on. They want you to basically sit around with a bald head, scratching your head, looking like you have a major drug habit, and you don't. You're just trying to figure out why your life is fucked up right now because you're a targeted individual. So these are all things that I give myself advice on to be strong, to be a person of faith and hope to others who are going through it and who have not experienced the worst of it is yet to come. But just to be aware that these things are going on, the following, the holographic lights, the illumination of things that you can see plain as day but are possibly not there. But the one thing that is there is the breaking into your homes, the tampering of yourself, the tampering of your items, your clothing, your car. Those are all done by real gang stalkers. Those are the real live gang stalkers that come into your home and begin to disrupt your life accordingly. And just remember that every day that you face that's a fucked up day and bullshit for you can be even worse for another targeted individual because they are being tormented or tortured, raped, molested, assaulted, burned, just fucked up to the powers of unknowness, and they have no idea of what's going on. I still don't know what's going on, but I know that my life has been severely disrupted, and I'm trying to find a better way to make it out alive. And I don't don't want people being afraid of a targeted individual, and I don't want targeted individuals to be afraid of people, except I want them to open up to whomever may be around them to the idea that this is going on, and to hopefully their friends can lend a listening ear, because a lot of us targeted individuals hold everything inside of us because we cannot tell people what's going on, and we don't want to tell people what's going on, and because we're nervous or we're afraid and scared. But what we do have to remember is at the end of the day, there is a brighter light at the tunnel or in the tunnel. I don't know if we want to necessarily go into the tunnel, but we do want to stay above ground, and we do want to reign and shine as targeted individuals. And we do want to spread the word that living life is the best thing we can do, and we have to live our life to the fullest. So just remember, keep those things in mind as I tell you and as I pray with you and pray with myself, and just understand that once a targeted individual, always a targeted individual until we kill all these gang stalkers. And I don't think we'll be able to kill them all, but we can be able to come together to stop it. Yeah. Check me out, soundcloud.com. Know the Truth, 213-222-264. Band Lab, The Black Cinderella. Battle Me, The Black Cinderella. YouTube me. Everybody have a great day, and know that you are loved, and TI's out there. Always remember that your day will consist of fuckness, but you have to know how to live through it. Yeah.